Women vote with their vagina.
Yeah.
Women will sit there and talk about how much they love Alex the accountant, and they'll talk about how much they hate Brock the bartender, but you know which one they slept.
In your theory, how quickly do women generally emotionally invest?
Again, it depends on how well.
That's a great question. I don't know.
How well does that guy meet the criteria of that?
Do you think like first date?
No. Could be.
Well, if you sleep together on the first date, do you think?
I think it is a function of maturity. As women become more mature, they wait longer to emotionally invest. I think that's what happens. I think in the beginning, it's this puppy love, and in the beginning, the first date.
There's a difference between arousal and attraction.
Yeah.
And so many people I wrote about this in my second book. Okay, I would try to make the distinction between those two. It's alpha fucks and beta bucks. Okay, so it's the long-term security, the attraction. If you ask a woman, what do you look for in a guy? He's got to be funny, and he's got to love his mom, and he's got to like puppy dogs, and he's got to like want kids in the future. He's got to be educated.
He's a philanthropist.
He's a philanthropist.
Multiple six-figure earner.
So it's all these things that sound real good for the long term. But if you say, what makes a guy hot?
I see.
Okay, so he's got to have, he's got to have guns. He's got to have six-pack abs. He's got to be at least 6 feet tall. He's got to, he's got to have the chiseled jawline. He has to have something that turns her on. That's the arousal factor that I'm saying. We need to make that fucking distinction because we do not do that enough. And I will, when I hear like even Dr. David Buss or Jordan Peterson or any of these guys, they never want to talk about the arousal side of women's dualistic, mating.
Oh, you'll get canceled now.
They only want to talk about the good feels in the long term. Well, you form families. Okay, but if you're not hot, you don't form a fucking family in the first place.
I keep hearing women telling me it's about the connection. And then I look at the guys they date, and they seem to have connections with 6'3" guys with tattoo sleeves, six-pack abs who drive nice fucking cars. It seems to be like if you have those requirements, then there's a fucking connection. Dude, it's just so crazy to me.
It's
like
so spiritual. Our energies are on the same level.
He's a Sagittarius.
I will be the first person to tell me.
Go ahead, hold on.
Go ahead. Fucking lie.
Go, Missy.
Listen, I'm a very sexual person. Okay, I know right off the bat if I'm gonna sleep with somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
Most women do.
Okay, just like men.
Cue porn music.
I do have male tendencies. Like what the fuck am I gonna say? I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
You have tendencies.
You have a high libido.
Yeah. I know. Like I look at the physical first. I do.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
And okay, people do say that I'm shallow for that, but I know I'm not crazy. Like, yeah.
What is the thing?
You get that. You get that. But the researchers who do this for a fucking living,
they don't get that. They will not admit what you just said
because they're trying to like overanalyze.
No,
it,
they're trying because these are academic institutions, and if you come up with a non-progressive belief system, then they won't publish your paper. Does that make sense?
Of course not, because it doesn't go along with the majority or whatever the fuck they're trying to do.
You don't get printed in the Hill.
The truth can be very ugly.
Yeah,
right. When it's just like, this is what girls want to fuck, and in 12 hours they want to fuck this guy, but not this guy.
Yeah. And that's tough.
And sometimes it's pretty fucking rude. You got to be pretty rude.
Yes.
To say like, no, these types of dudes will never get laid, and
yeah,
some people don't want to hear that.
But it also sucks though too because I have been with a lot of like very very good looking men, and there's a lot of time there's no depth.
There's no connection.
Yeah.
Oh, we're coming full circle. See, that didn't have the connection.
Seriously.
But did you have sex with him?
I just said.
So I've said this before. I don't care how offensive it is. This is probably going to be on my gravestone. Women vote with their vagina.
Yeah.
Women will sit there and talk about how much they love Alex the accountant, and they'll talk about how much they hate Brock the bartender. But you know which one they slept with.
I freaking love Brock.
I mean, you can fuck with your vagina, but we're not going to orgasm without
I understand.
I'm pretty sure I can speak for most women when I say that we reach orgasm.
But you don't get
emotionally.
It's an
I agree.
Okay, beautiful. So, but the point is, for men who are listening to what you're saying, at the end they're like, "You still had sex with him." They don't care. All they heard was you still had sex with them. And then what's happened is the nice guy, when you went on the date with Alex the accountant and you weren't feeling it, there wasn't a vibe, you knew in the first 30 seconds you weren't going to have sex with him, and then you ended up fucking Tyrone the bartender. When you ended
hot guy in the foam cannon party.
When you ended up fucking that dude
in Cancun on spring break.
I'm pretty sure it was probably nothing.
His name really was Brock.
I'm listening to what you're saying.
No, this is great.
Tyrone's a fake character.
Oh my God, no, Brock.
do know a Brock. I knew it.
Everybody knows a Brock.
Shit. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, this reaction is priceless.
This is my show. This is yours. Go
No,
ahead.
it's your show now, Missy. It's your show now.
Shit, ask away.
But the thing is, from men's standpoint, you guys understand, women, their behavior in a lot of ways is shaped by what men find attractive, and for men, their behavior is extremely shaped by what women find attractive. Why we go to the gym and buy nice cars and wear nice watches and all this kind of stuff. So if we're shaped by what you find attractive, and you tell us to be nice and sweet, but you still fuck Brock the bartender, do you understand you are affecting the behavior of men when you continue? What's that one guy who
You're very
said
influential.
They're twice as many. There was one guy
Mike,
I forgot
they
came
know and they don't care.
It's funny because Jen Rufo came out here and said exactly that same thing. He
It's
said
not our
your
problem.
penis is not our problem. That's
Not
what she
our
said.
problem.
Exactly.
No.
Exact.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. What was it? I can't remember the guy who came on Fresh and Fit and started saying that there are twice as many African American women with children than African American men with children. And the reason why is because y'all all fucking the same dudes. That's the reason why. He goes, why do you all continually fuck the same? Look, you're not disagreeing.
It's the Brittany
You're
Renner.
not
No, I'm not disagreeing.
You're not disagreeing. So that's the issue. Like it happens that way. For a lot of men, for me personally, I'm like, well, then just learn skills in order to be Brock the bartender. There are ways you can do it.
Yeah.
But for other dudes, they're like, well, then this world is unfair. Therefore, I hate women. The second thing is just very unproductive. And the first thing is very easy to accomplish if you just understand that book right there. If you just read that book right there, it makes a lot more sense.
You know what would be a fascinating book, by the way, is I would love to have women understand how much effort and energy guys put in just to get women's attention.
God, you would
just
have
to
no idea.
Just to have like a group of women follow guys and just, let's be completely honest. Like, I'm going to the gym today because I want to, attract this woman, or I'm going to buy this watch.
No, the best experiment I've ever seen is the one. There's two of them. One where the one girl went undercover as a man. She ended up doing it for a while. Had no idea how mean women were to men, and she ended up committing suicide afterward. That was terrible. Yeah, the one thing. And the second one was the experiment where they let women manage men's Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge accounts, and they were just ultimate and complete disasters. Women had absolutely no ability whatsoever to get attraction from other women. They were like hitting on women and just being like vile. And they're like, no, just have like, be 6'3" with a 10-inch penis. Like, why don't all men just figure that out? Just do that, and then you'll just get all the women.
Just get taller and darker and better looking.
Just get better looking. Just get better looking, and you'll get all the girls.
My favorite is when girls just say, just go on the dating apps. You can get laid all the time in Vegas. It's like, oh yeah, really?
Let me show up.